some sample input. That is, if they give you 3 comma 4, the output should be 2. How the output should how output is 2 means, for suppose the length of pathway is one side is x, x value is 3 and y value is 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7. But what Sri is doing, he is crossing across the lawn avoiding the pathway. That means if x, that means he is avoiding the given pathway which is in right angle. That means he was walking in a cross direction. Let's consider a paint. For suppose this is one direction, the path, this side the length is x and the other side the length is y. So what they said that they said that this x and y is in right angle. That means they are perpendicular to each other. What Sri is doing, he was walking across the lawn avoiding the pathway. That means he is walking across the lawn. Let's consider this is a lawn. So in this lawn, x and y is the sides, x side and y side. So but what he is doing, he is start walking from this side to the other side in a cross way. So now what they are asking you to do, he want to find out the length he avoided walking. For suppose here he will get some so and so z value. So what he want the value of how much he avoided. So that means if I perform x plus y, I will get the exact value minus walked value, how much distance he walked. So this result in the total avoided path. So in this example, what they have given, for suppose if x value is 3, y value is 4. What is z value? Here you have to apply, here the angle is right angle triangle. So which formula you have to apply? You have to apply Pythagoras theorem. That is z equal to, did you remember this formula ma? Z equal to x square root of x square plus y square. What is x square? Let's consider they have given x value as 3. What is x square? X square is 3 square, that is 9, plus y square. Y means 4. 4 square, that is 16. 9 plus 16, 25. So root of 25 means you will get answer 5. So how much distance he walked is 5. That means z value is 5, x value is 3, y value is 4. 3 plus 4 means actually intended path is 3 plus 4. He need to walk the complete this way as well as this way. That means he need to walk 3 plus 4 meters. Let's consider it as kilometers. 3 kilometers plus 4 kilometers. But he avoided in that way and he walked across the lawn. So he walked just 5 kilometers. That means 3 plus 4 means 7. 7 minus 5. Total distance he avoided is 2 kilometers. This is what they have given. So for this you have to write the program. First you have to identify how much distance he walked, what is the actual distance he need to walk, and you have to remove the actual distance, I mean the intended distance minus actual distance he walked, you will get the answer. So you have to write code for this entire thing and you will get this answer. Did you understand the problem? And here they
Yes,
have,
ma'am.
yes, here they have given some constraint that x value should not exceed 10 power 6. At the same time, x value should not less than 1. In the same way, y also. So, how to write the code for this? For this simple problem, you have to explain how to write code for this. So, meanwhile, you think and you have to tell me. Let's consider one function. Name lazy walker. So, what are the inputs for this function, ma? How many inputs we need to consider here? So, we would need to consider x value as well as y value. So, you have to consider two inputs, x and y values. What you need to what you need to do? Before starting writing program, first thing that you have to do means you have to check this constraint. This is must. If they have given you any constraints in any placement question, if they give you these constraints, you have to first execute that constraint. That means you have to first write code for that constraint, and then within that constraint you have to build your entire program. So what is the constraint they said? So your x value should be greater than or equal to 1, and x value should be less than or equal to 10 power 6. So then only you have to give the output, otherwise you should not produce any output. In the same way, you have to check the y condition as well. Y should be greater than or equal to 1, and y should be less than or equal to 10 power 6. Then, so if this condition satisfy, then what you are going to do? Then what you have to do? What you have to do, ma? You have x value and y value. What you have to do first? First, you have to identify what is z value. That means actual walked value. How to get the z value? Walked value. Here you have to apply the Pythagoras theorem. Walked value is equal to square root of, how to get square root? Square root of x square plus y square. So in C, how to get square root? For suppose in C programming, if you want square root, how you can get square root? In C, we have a header file called math, math.h header file. If you include that header file, you can able to use sqrt function. So the purpose of that sqrt function is to perform square root of the given number. In the same way, in Python also we have a function called sqrt. This function is present in math. So math is the module name. In this module, we have sqrt function. So by if you want to use this sqrt function, first you have to import this math. సో మీకు సిలో హెడర్ ఫైల్స్ని ఎలా ఇంక్లూడ్ చేస్తారు, ఇక్కడ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ మాడ్యూల్స్ని ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయాలంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు యూస్ a keyword called import math, and you have to call the given function or the particular function with the module name. This is one way of importing your module, and we have some other way also. I will discuss you in upcoming sessions. Okay, one way of importing any module name is import math. So here you, by using import keyword, you can able to import predefined modules as well as user defined modules. If you want to import any of your previous Python program, you can import it. Okay, so in math module you have a header file, I mean you have a function method called sqrt. So if you give the value to this sqrt, it will provide you the square root of that value. So after performing z value, so what you have to do here, I have calculated this z value, that means walked value. Walked is equal to z. Then what is the next step you have to perform? You have to perform the actual, I mean actual intended distance with the actual distance he walked. So what we have to return? The return of x plus y minus walk. So if I give the values 3, 4, what happened? The output is 2. So what they said, if I give you, if I give input 2 and 4, what will be the output? The output should be 2. This is the intended task. Did we achieve this? Or suppose if I give some other values, we will get whatever the distance we ignored. Let's consider 5, 9. 3.7 kilometers. He has not, he escaped. So you have to use some basic knowledge. That's it, ma. Okay. So this is one way of doing this square root. The other way, if you don't know to use this square root function, for suppose you forgot to use this square root function, or you forgot this module name, then how can I achieve this square root? Okay, the other way to achieve the square root is, I will show you. So instead of square root, you can perform the other task like simply apply power function only. So square root means how much? So if I put square root of x, how can you rewrite this in form of powers? X power 1 by 2.
2.
Yes, very good. So how can I write this 1 by 2? I can rewrite this as x power 0.5.
Yes, ma'am.
So same thing you can apply here. So lazy walker of 3, 4. Okay. If you forgot this square root function, you can use this way. I mean, you can apply in this way. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్ ఆర్ పవర్ ఎలా కనుక్కోవాలో తెలుసు. you know this operator, I mean this power operator, so you can use that same operator to calculate square root. You can either use square root function or you can either use this exponentiation operator to perform the square root. Okay, any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Let's go to some other program. So one more simple program. So write a program to compute and return the square root of the integer number. So they will give you one number and you have to print the square root of the number. But here they have given you something. So where number is guaranteed to be a non-negative integer, whatever the number they have given, that should not be a negative integer. So you have to check that condition. That is the first constraint. And the second one is, if the number is not a perfect square, so if you don't get a perfect value, then what you have to return? You have to return floor of the square root of number. So you have to return some absolute, I mean perfect number, and that perfect number should be the floor. How to perform this task? Simply applying square root. Before applying square root, you have to check this condition. That means the number should not be less than 0. That is the first condition that you have to check. And what is the next condition? If number is not a perfect square, that means if you don't get a whole number, the complete number, then what you have to do? You have to return the floor of the number. Here they have directly given you which function you have to use. How to perform this, ma? Anyone can guide me? Define perfect square. So you have to input one number. Next, what is the first condition that you have to check? What is the first condition that you have to check? You have to check that the number should be a non-negative integer. That means if number greater than or equal to, you can also consider zero condition also. If the number is greater than equal to 0, then only you have to proceed to the next step. Otherwise you should not do anything. Then what you have to do? Simply return what you have to return. Floor of, so they are asking square root. So if number in power 0.5, you will get the square root. So if you apply floor to this number, so you will get a perfect square. That's it. Perfect square of, but suppose if I give 4, what happened? Floor is not defined. Again here, floor is present in the math dot. So perfect square of 4 is 2. Perfect square of 5. What is the value it should print? So generally, what is the square root of 5? 2.2360679. But I don't want the points. What I want only 2. So let's see whether it is printing exactly or not. Square of 5. 2. Got it? Have any doubts? Any doubts, ma? So you can apply this function to any number of any length. Let Are you noting these programs or not? Are you practicing these problems?
Yes, ma'am.
So just look at this question. I will give you some time. You have to give me the idea, exact idea. Look at this second question. I already told you how to check whether a given number is palindrome or not. It is I mean, different version to the same palindrome. Just look at this question. So find the closest palindrome. Given a integer number, write a program to find the closest palindrome to the given integer, excluding number. So even though the number is palindrome or not, you should not check whether the number is palindrome or not. You have to find out the closest palindrome to that number. And you have to read this. The output need not be a larger than number. It can be a smaller or larger than the number. That means you have to find out nearest palindrome, whether it is smaller or larger. For suppose here an integer is said to be palindrome if it is remains same when its digits are reserved and only reversed. So the closest means the absolute difference between the integers should be minimum. And the number here they have given you some constraints, like the number should be a positive integer represented by a string whose length will not exceed 15 digits. So look at this. The length should not exceed 15 digits. This is one constraint. You have to strictly follow it. Next, if the length exceeds 15 digits, you have to give some uh, error message or something like that. And the other thing is, if two palindrome integers are closest to the number and there is a tie between them, then return the smallest one as output. For suppose you have both larger as well as smaller numbers at the same distance, then you have to print the smaller one. For suppose here they have given you input 99. So what will be the output? The output is 101, because the explanation is the smallest value near to 99 is 88 and the other number is 101. So if you compare distance between 99 to 88, how many what is the difference between 99 to 88? 99 minus 88, 11. In the same way, 101 minus 99. What is the distance between these two? 2. So which is nearer to 99? So the nearer one is 101. So 101 will be printed. Got it? The absolute difference is minimum between 99 and 101. So you have to consider 101 as the output. For suppose if both are at equal distance, you have to print the smaller number. You already know how to calculate a palindrome if a number is given, but here you have to apply some constraints uh, to the same code. What is the first constraint? Is the input number should be a positive integer. So first you have to check whether the number is a positive number or not. And the second one is The length should not exceed 15 digits. If if the length is greater than or equal to 15 digits, you should not calculate any palindrome. You have to print an error message. And what is the third constraint? If both larger and smaller numbers are at the equal distance, then you have to print the smaller number as an output. This is my any doubts? This is the third constraint. So by keeping all these three constraints in your brain, try to write a code for this problem. How can you perform this? Any ideas? Anyone in the group? How to do this? How to check whether a given number is palindrome or not? So instead of writing the big code like for I equal to 0 to, or while number not equal to 0, number some remainder equal to number modulus 10 and n equal to n by 10. So this is what you have written, and every time you have to perform something like new number equal to uh, new number plus, I mean new number into 10 plus reminder. This is what we have done previously, yes or no? Like while while of n not equal to 0, reminder equal to n modulus 10, n equal to n double by 10, and the same, I mean n floor division 10, and the same way you need to update this value like n1 equal to n1 into 10 plus r. So you initially you initialize it with something called n1 equal to 0. After completing this, simply print n1. This is how you perform the palindrome, yes or no? Let consider n equal to 153. So what is the value after executing this code? You will get 3 to 1, reverse of the number. This is code for reversing your number. Yes or no? This is the code to reverse the number. Instead of doing this lengthy one, let's see the other easy way. Let's try the other way, like for suppose if n equal to 123, what we can do first, try to convert that one into a string format. like str of n, and for this you can apply slicing operation like reading in reverse order. Next, for this you can apply, I don't know whether it works or not, just make it try. Of int, just print n1. So what we have done, we replaced this entire code with this simple one line code. What we have done, we simply converted n into a string format. First we have converted integer format to string format, then we have applied slicing operator. So by using slicing operator, we read the number in the reverse order, and simply I have applied, I again converted this reverse string into a integer format. So I get 321. సో నేను ఒక 4 lines కోడ్ని ఒక సింగిల్ లైన్ కోడ్గా రెడ్యూస్ చేసుకున్నా. ఓకే, సో సింగిల్ లైన్ రాస్తే నాకు రివర్స్ అయిపోతుంది. So what you have to do, simply compare the original number with the reverse number. If both are equal, then you can say it as a palindrome, otherwise it's not a palindrome. So this is what is the previous task what you have done. But what is the present task that you need to do? You need to find the closest palindrome. How to perform this closest palindrome? Just think. Think and tell me. And here you should not consider the number, if the number is palindrome or not. You are not supposed to find out whether the given number is palindrome or not. You have to find out the closest palindrome. How to do that? How to achieve this? Any ideas? Are you sleeping? If you give me idea, I can write some code. Otherwise, we will be here itself. I just wait for your ideas. Think and tell me some idea how to do this. So we know how to do a palindrome. So we have a function called palindrome, and we will use that function to know whether the number is palindrome or not. Then what we can do? అసలు క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా? క్లోజెస్ట్ palindrome, ఫైండింగ్ క్లోజెస్ట్ palindrome. ఎలా చేద్దాం? వాట్ యు ఆల్ ఆర్ డూయింగ్? ఎలా చేయొచ్చు? So number 41. What do you think about this problem? 41, are you there? Number 38. 15. 27. I think you are not present.
No, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Then what about
28
your
present, ma'am.
uh-huh. Then what you are thinking about this problem? How to solve this problem? So how can we solve this? Think and tell me. So how can we solve it? For suppose here I have 99, they have given input 99. How to find out the smallest one starting from 98? You have to keep on checking till 0. In the same way, here you have to start from 100 and you have to move on until you reach you get one palindrome. And then simply identifying the distance between the largest and smallest. Or the other way you can do is every time you can perform one step to the left at the same time you have to take one another index to the right. సో మీకు ఫస్ట్ టైం ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక పాలెండ్రోమ్ నెంబర్ రాగానే సింపుల్గా రిటర్న్ చేసేసుకోవచ్చు. విచ్ మెథడ్ వీ కెన్ ఫాలో? సో గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ నెంబర్స్ తీసుకొని పాలెండ్రోమ్ రాగానే అది సెలెక్ట్ చేసి రిజర్వ్ చేసుకొని స్మాలెస్ట్ పాలెండ్రోమ్ లార్జెస్ట్ పాలెండ్రోమ్ రెండు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేశాక మినిమం డిస్టెన్స్ ఫైండ్ చేసి ఏదైతే మినిమం డిస్టెన్స్ ఏదైతే మినిమం డిస్టెన్స్ ఉందో దాన్ని ప్రింట్ చేయటం వన్ వే. ద అదర్ వే ఇస్ ప్యారలల్ గా లెఫ్ట్ అండ్ రైట్ స్టెప్ 1 స్టెప్ 2 స్టెప్ 3 స్టెప్స్ అలా మూవ్ అవుతూ వెళ్తూ మీకు పాలెండ్రోమ్ రిసీవ్ పాలెండ్రోమ్ అప్టైన్ అవ్వగానే ఆ నెంబర్ ప్రింట్ చేయటం. విచ్ ఇస్ ద బెస్ట్ వే వీ కెన్ డూ? For suppose I have 99. So you have to always consider the positive number. So 99 range anta 0 to 98. You have to identify palindromes, largest palindrome in this group. In the same way, from 100 to infinitive, you have to identify the least palindrome in this group. Here least palindrome, here the highest palindrome. So after finding these palindromes, now you have to find out the distance from this highest palindrome to the given number and the given number to the least palindrome in this group. Then compare these two numbers, which one is minimum. So if the smallest one is minimum, then you have to print this one. If the largest one is minimum, then you have to print this group number. So if both are of same value, then you have to print the smaller side palindrome number. This is one way of doing. What is the other way of doing? So 99, start from 99, whatever the number that you have given. One step towards right as well as one step towards left. What is one step towards right? It's an 100. Check whether 100 is palindrome or not. In the same way, check whether 98 is palindrome or not. These two numbers are not palindrome. So next, take one more step. So here I will get 101. In the same way, I will get 97. Again, check whether 97 is palindrome or not, 101 palindrome or not. Here 101 is palindrome. So immediately print 101 is palindrome. Which method shall we follow? Whether the first method or this method? It is second way. Which method shall we follow? At least say, I will write the code. I'm not asking you to write the code. Just say which method shall we follow. This is second way. The first way is you have to find out the highest palindrome number from the smaller group, and the same way least palindrome from the largest group. And then you have to find out the distance between the smallest palindrome number to the 99, and the same way this side, and then compare these differences between, then print the smallest minimum distance value. Shall we follow this first way or second way? Just tell me whether which method shall we follow to do this palindrome. Now this is work for your next class. I think you need some more time to think, and you have to present it to me in the next class. One of you need to switch on your system and you have to present it to me. And the next task for you is uh, consider this problem. The actual binary representation of the number is being considered for reversing the bits. No leading zeros are being considered. For suppose if I give a number 13, what I have to do means first I have to convert this number to a binary equivalent number and reverse this binary equivalent number. Then for this binary equivalent number you have to print the equivalent value. సో ఒక నెంబర్ని తీసుకోవాలి, దాన్ని బైనరీ ఈక్వలెంట్ కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి. అగైన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రివర్స్ దట్ బైనరీ నెంబర్. దెన్ you have to print what is this reverse binary number in decimal format. This is the second problem. So these are two problems for you as a homework. You have to think about these two problems and you have to uh, tell me in the next class, that means in tomorrow's class. What is the first problem? The first problem is closest palindrome and the second problem is reversing a number. So if a non-negative integer number is given, you have to write a program to return the number obtained after reversing the bits of the number. You should not reverse the number, you have to reverse the bits of the given number, and you have to print what is the exact decimal value for that number. If you have any leading zeros, you have to ignore those zeros and then you have to print the exact value. So this is the second work and this is the first work, closest palindrome. For closest palindrome, I explained you two different ways how to solve it. So follow any one method and try to do this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts, ma? Any doubts in the program which we already taught in this class? So perfect square or lazy walker, any doubts in this code? Any doubts? So if you don't have any doubts, we can stop our discussion now. Any doubts, ma? Any doubts in homework given problems? If you don't have any problems, we will stop our discussion.
No, ma'am.
So you can able to perform those two works tomorrow in tomorrow's class. Some of you going to present it. I just listen to whatever you are presenting in tomorrow's class. Okay. So, sir, ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? Or we have some more time. Ma'am not yet came. So, shall we discuss these problems? What happened to you all? You are not at all responding this day. All are a bit lazy. Okay, madam, I'm leaving.
Okay, madam, I'll continue. Good afternoon, one all.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, somebody called